It's been 3 long years since we saw the Marvel family teaming up against the bad guys. The trailer of Shazam, Fury of the Gods, is promising more of what made the original great, and we're getting the Daughters of Atlas as the bad guys this time. But we've been wondering about a few things, and in this video, we're going over 6 questions we want answered in Shazam 2. Let's get started. First up, is the Justice League dead? Let's face it, everyone's definitive version of the Justice League is now the Snyder Cut. Critics reviewed it much more favorably, and some even called it a masterpiece compared to the 2017 version. But audiences wished the Warner Bros. Retconned it as canon and went ahead with Snyder's vision of the DCEU. But that didn't pan out. Things could change with Shazam 2. From what we could tell, the Marvel family could potentially be Warner Bros. Answer to the vacuum left by the Justice League. The studio is pivoting its upcoming releases in an all-new direction. For starters, 2023's Flash movie is gonna have a soft reboot for the whole franchise. It's their own crossover, even similar to Spider-Man No Way Home. It even includes Michael Keaton's version of Batman. Although, right now, there's a bit of uncertainty surrounding his character ever since Warner Bros. Decided to shelve Batgirl. That's a whole other can of worms, so let's not get into that in this video. But for now, having Keaton's Batman in The Flash means Warner Bros. Get to play around and change things up. It also means that Keaton's Batman could be a replacement for Ben Affleck's version of it. What's more, the Justice Society of America in Black Adam might replace Justice League. Other than the Marvel family in Shazam 2, there's also Dr. Fate, Atom Smasher, Hawkman, and Cyclone. Their debut in Black Adam has fans really hyped, especially for Pierce Brosnan's take on Dr. Fate. Together with the Marvel family, they could be much more powerful than Justice League moving forward. But is the Justice League really dead, or does it simply mean that they've disbanded after defeating Steppenwolf? If that's true, then Aquaman, Cyborg, and Wonder Woman could join the JSA or Marvel family whenever somebody threatens the Earth. We like that idea, but what do you think about it? Up next, what's Rachel Zegler's mystery role? One of the more prominent characters seen in the latest Shazam trailers, played by Rachel Zegler. Her role and power set are mysteries for now. From what we've read on Twitter and Reddit, she's playing Athena, the third daughter of Atlas. But that's not what David Sandberg saying. He told fans to expect more twists when the movie hits theaters. The trailer showed her character wearing a yellowish gold suit and shooting energy from her hands. Or is it electricity? And she's seen with both villains in the movie and Freddie Freeman. So it's possible that she could be playing a double agent. The only things that we do know for sure are that she's got powers and that she's a goddess. Although Sandberg exclusively told Screen Rant that he's saving some reveals for the movie. Plus, the fact that Hespera and Calypso's villainous roles have been revealed. But we have little to nothing on Zegler's character means that there's more to her than meets the eye. Next, will Black Adam make a cameo in a post-credit scene? This is a pretty obvious question that everyone's been asking. Fans don't care whether Shazam makes a cameo in Black Adam or Black Adam makes a cameo in Shazam 2. They just want them on the same screen together. But what makes Adam's cameo appearance more likely is the fact that he's already appeared in DC's League of Super Pets. In the post-credit scene, Superman and his dog Crypto come face to face with Black Adam and his dog, Anubis. Fun fact, Dwayne Johnson voiced both characters. Now, there's no talk of a potential crossover event just yet. Audiences across the board want both Shazam and Adam to go toe-to-toe with each other soon, but according to Sandberg, that's not going to happen anytime soon. He told Collider at Comic-Con that both the characters and their movies are their own thing right now. Shazam's doing his own thing in Philadelphia, and Adam's doing some introspection in Kondak. But is the director just being coy, or does he know as much about it as we do? We can't say for certain. Although the cinemas would explode with yells if Black Adam showed up right at the end. Speaking of surprise cameos, what about Wonder Woman? Back in April, Warner Bros. Gave audiences a sneak peek at the upcoming Shazam movie, and everyone described that they loved the funny nod to Wonder Woman in it. The footage showed Shazam at a gorgeous restaurant in Paris, and she was having dinner with him. He tells her that he's got commitment issues, and she starts to walk out. But she stops and turns around, and it's Merlin's face instead of Gal Gadot's. We thought it was a fun little nod to Gadot's portrayal of the role, but could she show up in a cameo? Well, let's say that Black Adam's its own thing right now, and that he's gonna show up. The next best person to appear in a post-credit scene is Wonder Woman herself. It'd be a sweet little payoff to that dream Shazam has about her, don't you think? Except it won't be a date. It'd probably be her coming to warn him about something. Plus, having her appear in a cameo could point to a future team-up between her, the Marvel family, and possibly JSA. If a Shazam and Black Adam crossover happens at all, that is. Next up is a threequel in the books for Shazam. Now, with all this talk about cameos, we have to ask whether there's a third Shazam movie in development. The first movie gave the fledgling DCEU new life and added color and much-needed humor into the mix. The sequel's set to do more of the same, and with David Sandberg behind the wheel, we don't have a reason to doubt it. During Comic-Con, Zachary Levi was asked whether there's been talk about a potential threequel. He pointed out that it's very much a possibility, but it all depends on what kind of response Fury of the Gods gets from audiences. This was basically his way of saying, hey guys, please go to the cinemas in droves and watch the movie twice. But this is a fairly realistic answer. For Warner Bros., it's just business as usual, right? If a product makes money hand over fist, then it's gonna get a sequel. And if not, then it's gonna be shot behind a dumpster. The first one made a respectable $370 million against a budget of $80 to $100 million. That's not too shabby, and we're expecting that Fury of the Gods has a chance to rake in even more money than that. It has Lucy Liu, Helen Mirren, and fitting pop culture references, including one where Shazam calls out Mirren's role in Fast and Furious. What's more, it even acknowledges the Snyder's Cut version of Justice League. Even the release date is just a few days shy of Christmas, so people are gonna flock to the cinemas with their families to enjoy a great holiday. But even if everything's perfectly aligned for a sequel, it wouldn't make sense without a solid narrative. Shazam 2 has a 2-year time jump between the events of the first movie and this one, so Billy and his family are fast approaching adulthood. They're deciding their careers, and on top of that, they've also got to decide on how they're gonna use their godlike abilities. This movie needs to address that, and it needs to show us how they're gonna use their abilities once they've turned 18. If they solve that little conundrum, it'll be easy for a threequel to pick up after an unspecified amount of time and tell us a story about the Marvel family as young adults. Finally, is Peacemaker's Jamil returning to offer comic relief, or something more? Somebody on Twitter posted a screenshot from the Shazam 2 trailer and asked James Gunn if it was actor Rizwan Manji in the background. For those of you who've seen Peacemaker, you'll remember him as the hilarious janitor in the hospital where Peacemaker spent some time. David Sandberg quoted the tweet and confirmed that it's indeed the same actor and that he could be the same actor in Shazam 2, although his role hasn't been disclosed yet. But we're curious, is he just gonna do a few dance moves, make some jokes, and call it a day? Or does Sandberg have something more interesting for his character in mind? But Gunn had a better idea. He replied to the tweet saying that it's probably Janitor Jamil's more successful older brother. Now that's obviously a joke, but it opens the door to connecting Shazam to the Suicide Squad, and obviously Peacemaker. It's one of those little things that seems insignificant, and probably is, but it's just a fun little tidbit for fans to think about. And that's a wrap for this video. Thanks for watching. What are some of your burning questions about Shazam 2? And who do you think could show up in the post-credit scenes? Tell us your theories and guesses down below. And as always, be sure to give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe to our channel so you never miss out on more DC content. We'll see you in the next video.